Hi, we are ready to go here. I'm not sure how many of you all are online so far. Um, do a quick introduction, I guess, and we'll just get started. If somebody comes in late, not a problem at all. This will be available online. It'll be saved. My name's Brian Balmer, and first off, I'm Aiden's father. And as far as you all are concerned, I am the organizer for our Scotland tour that we're going on in May. Quick background, I was originally a teaching tennis pro. I actually taught for 25 years in St. Louis. Last place in the world I thought would be my introduction to Europe was Scotland. I originally had planned on going over and playing some tennis in France. They had a system where they would organize events and places for players to stay. Well, that fell through, and my dad eventually asked if I'd be interested in going over with one of my college roommates and playing golf in Scotland. Not a big golfer at the time, but said, sure, why not? We'll go see what it's all about. Well, that's where I fell in love with the game of golf. We got off the plane in Glasgow and went immediately to North Barrett Golf Club. And I fell in love with everything about the game over there, the history, the people, the style of play, the aesthetics. These courses are just incredibly beautiful. You guys are in for a real treat, and our itinerary, which we'll be going over later, is top notch. So after the first trip, I've been taking groups over there for about 25, 28 years now. And in the meantime, or in the last 5, I have joined several clubs over there. We're going to be playing 4 of the clubs that I've become a member at. It's just so fun. We spend a lot of time. It's been great for our family, and we just enjoy the heck out of it and love showing it off to people that haven't been there before. So this is going to be perfect. You guys are our first college group, and I'm really looking forward to that as well. A little more mature than what we've been dealing with the last few years. We've had great groups, great kids. Aiden can tell you a little bit more about the Scotland Junior Golf Invitational, but that's become quite an event, and this is going to be a little more fun for Brian and Dana. Dana is my wife, Aiden's mother. So we'll go ahead now and get into the meeting notes. If you all have any questions as we go along with this, don't hesitate. Everybody should have a little prompt down in the lower right-hand side. Just type something in there if you have a question, and I'll be glad to discuss it and go over it. It may not happen immediately, but I will go over everything. Please do have your notes with you and a pen or a pencil so that you can take some notes. There are 1 or 2 small changes or adjustments that we made. First off, let's discuss the payments. Everyone that we have in the group right now, which we have 12 boys and 10 girls signed up. Everyone has paid their $500 deposit, I believe. That leaves our next payment on November 1st, which will be $750. As of November 1st, all payments are non-refundable. The way we do the golf courses, we have to reserve now. The lodging, we have to reserve now, and we can't get it back. Should someone have to drop, we will try like heck to find somebody to put in your spot. We will try like heck to get anything and everything back that we can, but we cannot make any promises that that'll happen. So November 1st is your final decision day. At that point, everything that is paid is non-refundable. The next payment will be January 15th when $1,250 will be due. And the final payment will be February 27th when $1,245 will be due. We will be invoicing everyone a few days before all of these payments are due so that you will know that it's coming. You'll get reminders. And I think some of you have figured out if there's an issue, if there's something that you need, you're out of town, whatever it is, talk to me and we'll work it out, or talk to Dana. Trip insurance. We do strongly recommend trip insurance for the reason I just discussed. Everything is non-refundable. With trip insurance, should an illness occur, should something unforeseen happen, you can get out of the trip and get your money refunded. I don't sell it. I don't do it directly. Your best bet is either to go directly with TravelGuard.com, put in the information, or you can go through Gloria at Travel Concepts. All that information is on the meeting notes. Any questions on that, let me know. I will tell you the original deposit that has been paid, that does not start that 7-day clock for your trip insurance. You have 7 days after your first payment to purchase the trip insurance. That first payment will be your November 1st payment. It's just a technical thing with the insurance company. Parent, family, and alumni options. I've talked with Tim and with Mel, and we are going to be opening this up to parents, family, and alum. There are a few parents that are signed up already. That will be opening up here next week, and we will be more focused on that. Right now, we've been focused on the athletes. Package price, everything is on the meeting notes. For the parents or alumni, it's $3,250 per person. That's double occupancy, and $3,650 for single occupancy. Additional costs. I know we've all seen trips like this. We've seen offerings like this. We do everything we can to be as upfront and get as much of the trip included as we can. Your airfare, all of your golf, all of your lodging, all of your transfers are included for the athletes. The parents, you're going to have the majority of that. We will not have all the transfers included. Meals, athletes, you're going to have 4 nights that we're going to have dinners included. The other 4 nights we leave up to you, so you can go out and see some of the towns and try some different places. We will definitely be making suggestions, those type of things. Breakfasts are all included, and we'll go over all that, where and when and all that. They are good, hearty breakfasts, and trust me, guys, with the amount we're going to be walking and everything that we're going to do, you're going to want to have that good, hearty breakfast. Additional costs, meals over there, typically dinners, they're going to run you between 15 and 20 pounds per meal. And that's a nice meal. If you go for fish and chips, you can probably do that for about 10 pounds for the days that you're the meals aren't included. Lunches are not included. Those range 8 to 10 pounds, sometimes just a little bit more than that. Luggage fees, we cannot include luggage fees. So on your airfare, you will get 1 free checked bag. Your second bag will cost $100 each way. That has to be paid for at the airport. That has to be paid for by a credit card or a debit card. We've tried to get around that. We've tried to get it included, and they just won't do it. So that goes on to our next comment. What we have found and been able to do very comfortably, we will bring our golf bag, our golf travel bag, and we pack in a carry-on piece of luggage. The maximum size for your carry-on is 9 by 14 by 22 inches. If you stick to the packing list that we have suggested and stay pretty close to that, it's not a problem at all getting all of that in there. You will be able to fit it. Some of the more bulky items we put into our golf travel bag, and it works like a charm. It's been no problem at all. I've also found a lot of the times when I get to the airport, they'll be asking for volunteers to check that carry-on piece of luggage through to Edinburgh. I do it typically. I've got a personal bag. Your personal item is just a small backpack that I carry over my shoulder. I'll keep a jacket in there and take that on the flight with me. I'll check my bag, and I don't have to carry anything around the airport. It works out well, but that has to be done at the gate. A lot of these details, we'll go over that again when we get much closer to the trip, but we'll just mention them now. I do hope that you'll be focused on trying to pack in that carry-on. The additional benefit to that, as we're going around Scotland, you will have you're having to move a couple. Well, at one time, some of our accommodations are on the second or third floor. There typically are not elevators. They're very, very nice places, but you're not going to have elevators, so you're having to carry up and down steps. The lighter you're packed, the easier it is for you. So just a suggestion. In addition, we want to be as efficient as we can. So packing in the carry-on, packing in your golf travel bag, that is our strong suggestion. Golf travel bag, just a little foreshadowing here. Don't purchase one if you don't have one. You will not need one. You will have a high quality golf travel bag. On the flight, you want to be comfortable when you go on that flight in your personal bag. Just throw in a jacket. I'll typically throw in an extra pair of athletic shorts, just running shorts, those kind of things, something to be comfortable. You do want to look nice. A nice t-shirt and jeans are fine. I'll typically wear a golf shirt. Just remember, you are representing Central College. You are representing American golfers, and you want to put the right foot forward. Jeans, I know a lot of the style is with having tears in the jeans. Those are not, you're going to be better off leaving those at home. Those are not acceptable in clubhouses. They're not acceptable in most of the restaurants over there. So pass on that. Clean jeans with no tear is what you're going to want to have. Electricity conversion. When you get over there, your phones, your computers, your laptops, all those things, they have an internal adapter that will adapt the current, but you will need the converter or the adapter for the plug-in. We'll have a sample of those for you. You can get them on Amazon for, I think they're running for about $3. They're very easy to find. You want ones that go from USA to UK. Passport. You're going to hear me say this multiple times as we go. Your passport is the one thing that you have to be the most careful with. Misplaced passport changes your trip. You just don't worry or don't want to have that happen. Your golf bags don't show up. Your clothes don't show up. We'll make all that work. We'll figure it out. But if somehow you misplace that passport, it really changes things. We know how to go about it. We know what to do, but we're going to spend 2 days at the embassy in Edinburgh rather than going out and enjoying our trip. So that is not what we want to do. Be very careful with your passport. Have a specific place that you put it every time after you're done using it. And don't get distracted until that's back exactly where you put it. And you know exactly where you've put it. Current exchange rate. Our exchange rate is fantastic right now. It's the lowest that I've ever seen it. It's currently just under $1.25 for each British pound. They are on the British pound, not the euro. converting the currency, your best bet is still to have an ATM card and pull some cash out at the banks in town when we get there. You have no need for cash prior to that, and that it just works. That's the cheapest and easiest way to get your pounds. Cell phones. Cell phone coverage over there is even better than it is here in the States. You'll have coverage pretty much everywhere you go. You will want to talk to your provider and find out what their package is for Europe. Most of them have gone to a daily package. They'll all offer a weekly or monthly package. Guys, the daily is pretty effective over there. That's what we use. I believe it's 10. It's either 10 or 20 per day, depending on the company that you're with. That gives you unlimited calling, unlimited texting, and unlimited data. But please check with your provider before you go over there. You're not going to use it a whole lot. You will probably be texting. We also, a lot of the athletes in the past have used Snapchat, those type of things. Aiden can walk you through all that. It works very well. It's a great way to communicate. But the vast majority of the time, we're all going to be together anyway. Wi-Fi everywhere we go, at the lodging, at the restaurants, at the golf courses, they have good quality Wi-Fi. Keep in mind, you are in a fairly concentrated group, so you may be staying with 4 up to 8 other athletes in one building. If you're all on at the same time, it will slow down, just like you see most places. But it is good quality, and you are able to, if you're just a little bit patient, you're able to do anything that you need to online. Meals and food. Quick story. First year that I went over there, what I did not fall in love with was the food. Their food was some of the worst that I have ever been around. The first day we got in, we got done and played 36 holes, went to a pub nearby. I look at the menu. I've been warned. I'd heard, fish and chips, and there's just not that much over there. They have prawn cocktail on the menu. Well, being a born and raised Midwesterner, I saw prawn cocktail. I'm thinking, oh, nice big shrimp. We're right on the ocean. This is going to be awesome. Well, they served it, and the shrimp were little cocktail shrimp, none of them any bigger than my little pinky fingernail. And they were swimming in French dressing and sitting on top of a piece of iceberg lettuce that is white as white can be. There was no green in it whatsoever. And it just kind of went from there. Well, the food now has changed dramatically. The food is fantastic. It's varied. Zito's in North Berwick, which is one of the places that we will be going as a group, is just a wonderful Italian-style restaurant. Their pastas, their higher-end Italian dishes are all excellent. Dunvegan in St. Andrews is another place, just good quality food and a nice variety. We'll be giving, for the athletes and for the parents, we'll be giving out restaurant recommendations and all that information when we get much closer to the trip. The big question always is weather. I can tell you exactly what the averages tell us. I can tell you the number of days of rain they predict each month. I can tell you the average high, the average low. None of that matters because it varies so dramatically over there. When we're over there, we could see days that the highs are in the mid 50s. We could see days that touch 80 degrees. We could see dead calm days. Those are pretty unusual, but they do happen. We could see days that it's blowing 40 miles an hour. It just varies. Typically for our trips, and I've done I haven't ever bothered to count how many of these, but it's close. It's well over 50. Typically, we're going to have one day that we'll get some showers. We may have a day that it happens that we get rain pretty good while we're on the golf course. Very seldom do we have 2 or 3 days that are like that. More typically, you're going to have squalls. You're going to have rain that's going to come in and it's going to blow out. The winds, your typical wind over there, I feel is about a 2-club wind. But again, we've had dead calm days, and if you've looked at our courses yet, you'll see they're fairly short compared to what we're used to. On a dead calm day, they're pretty playable. On a day with 2-club winds, they play every bit as hard as anything that we play over here. Even courses that for the guys, you're playing at 6,000 yards. For the girls, you're 5,000 to 5,500 yards. They are not a walkover. They are challenging. And if the wind's blowing 40 miles an hour, you just keep your sense of humor. And when it's downwind, you might be hitting a 3 hybrid on a 350-yard hole or an iron. And when you're into the wind, you're on a 300-yard hole, you're going to be hitting driver 3-wood and hope that you get anywhere near the green. Just keep your sense of humor. We'll go over more of these things and how best to handle it when we get closer to our trip. Packing list. One of the main things that I pack, and we made a couple of adjustments to the packing list that you have. I use the Under Armour, the lightweight Under Armour shirts a lot. Be it Under Armour or be it a substitute, a knockoff. They're great. They cut the wind. They also wick moisture. If it does warm up, you're comfortable. The added benefit is, and when I wear my golf shirt over there, we're packing efficiently. When I wear my golf shirt, I'm going to have the opportunity to wear it twice when I'm wearing that Under Armour underneath. We do have washing facilities in all of the units that we're in. They'll have washers. They will not have dryers. That's just the way they do it over there. Very few places have dryers. They will have a way for you to hang everything out. We do laundry over there typically once per trip, if that. It's easy. It's simple. We'll walk you through it. It's no drama at all. The most important thing that I'm going to tell you today regarding packing, make sure you have a good waterproof rain suit, pants, jacket, waterproof. If you don't have one now, you guys are from the Midwest, you're going to be a lot more likely to have it than the desert rats that we run into out here in Arizona. But make sure that you do have waterproof rain suit. If you don't have a pretty good one, see if you can't find someone to borrow one, or contact us and we'll put you into the right direction. If we do get rain, you will want it. If you are getting on your flight and you're complaining to me, Brian, you told me we needed a good rain suit. I got one. I didn't use it the entire trip. Just say thank you. That's music to my ears. And we have had quite a few trips that we had absolutely no rain. Where we stay on the East Coast is much drier than the majority of Scotland. Dunbar to North Berwick, where we'll spend half of our trip, is the sunniest spot in all of the UK. It's a beautiful area, and the weather actually is good. I tell my Scottish friends I feel they overemphasize the bad weather. They do get it, but they tend to focus a little more on that than a lot of people would. Go over so one of the things, girls, shorts and skirts. I put on there 4 pairs of golf pants. Shorts and skirts are fine. be sure that you bring some leggings, because when we do have cold or windy days, if we do, you're going to want that. They're absolutely fine to wear over there. You'll see them a lot, and it's no problem at all. Guys, you can wear shorts. There are some of the Scots that do. Some of the Scots wear them on particularly cold days. One of Aiden's good friends over there, Finley Goodlad, I've been out with him where it's in the 40s and he's got on shorts and a sweater and a jacket and everything else. I prefer wearing pants. Aiden wears pants over there most all the time. If you want to throw in a pair of shorts, fine. But most of our originally your notes said I believe three short sleeve golf shirts and 3 long sleeve golf shirts. I've changed my school of thought on that. I go with almost all short sleeve golf shirts. I'll throw in 1 long sleeve, but I've got my Under Armour, both one cold gear and several of the warm gear Under Armours. I just layer up. I've got a sweater or a nice jacket, and you'll be fine. Go through that. You will have questions as we get closer. I understand it. Don't hesitate to call. I'm more than happy to talk to you. Obviously, I'm passionate about Scottish golf. Never get tired of talking about it. Our family has what we call our uniform. This is what we wear when we get up every morning over in Scotland. This is pretty much what we wear to go play golf. Assuming it's not particularly cold, we'll put on golf pants. If it's a little cooler, we may put on a pair of the either leggings or the Under Armour, the lightweight stuff, as a little bit more of a barrier underneath the pants. We will put on an Under Armour top, a golf shirt. We will probably leave wearing either a jacket or a sweater. We'll make sure we have that with us, and we'll have our rain gear in our golf bag. Guys, always have your rain gear in your golf bag. I don't care if it looks like it's the sunniest day you've ever seen and it's dead calm. Bring your rain gear to every round. Invariably, somebody doesn't, and that will be the day that we get some rain. So always have your rain suit with you. But if you layer up, you're going to be pretty comfortable, and you won't have any issues. It's all fairly lightweight stuff, and you're going to be good. Now on to our itinerary. We do have our airfares reserved. As the airlines are known to do, there could very well be changes in the time. Keep you up to date on all that. But in general, you're going to be leaving late morning, early afternoon. You'll be getting into Scotland mid to late morning typically. And on the way back, you'll be leaving that morning. The times that I have in here are the reserved times that we have right now. Hopefully they'll stay the same because they're very good times. Once you arrive in Edinburgh Airport, you will all get off the plane. All the athletes and coaches will be traveling together. And when you get off the plane, you'll collect your luggage. You'll go through customs, which is very efficient, very smooth. Some of you may have done it before in Europe. Aiden has a number of times. When we get closer, we'll go through more specifics of that. But it just couldn't be much easier. When you pass through customs and you walk out the door, I will be standing there waiting for you and welcome you to Scotland. We'll get everybody together. We will go on out to our private coach, and we will head to St. Andrews. That day, one of the keys to acclimating to the time change, which will be 6 or 7 hours for you all, the key is to stay up that day. So we'll get in, we'll get on the bus, we will drive over to St. Andrews, we'll get checked into our accommodations, and then we'll do some of you may want to play some golf, which is fine. and we'll be glad to set that up. It is not included in our package, but it's very reasonable. We'll be able to play there at St. Andrews without any problem, and we'll be able to get on. Those of you that don't want to play golf that first day, we'll do a little walking tour of St. Andrews. We'll stay up that evening until normal time, 9, 10 o'clock. And at that point, you go to bed, you sleep through the night, you get up the next morning, and we are ready to go. That will be on the 28th that you arrive in Edinburgh. While you're on the flight, suggestions: 1, be sure to stay hydrated. Drink plenty of water. The flights tend to dehydrate you a little bit. And if you show up dehydrated, you're going to show up tired, and you're going to struggle through that first day. Stay hydrated. You're going to be much more comfortable. You're flying overnight. Try and get a couple hours of sleep or rest. I typically doze off on those flights. I don't mind them at all. It's very relaxing. I watch a couple of movies. I'll eat the food that they have on the plane. And then I'll make sure that for a couple of hours, I'll at least close my eyes and just relax for a while. Excuse me. If you don't sleep, it's not a big deal. If you do, so much the better. Just a couple hours makes a big difference, makes it very helpful that first day. So we get through the first day. On the 29th, we currently have a 12 o'clock tee time at St. Andrews Jubilee course. Some of these may change in St. Andrews. We'll see. We will definitely be playing at St. Andrews. We definitely have these down, but we also have an opportunity to play at Panmure, it looks like. And again, Aiden can tell you a little bit about Panmure. I was having a conversation with him today about where we wanted to play. Panmure is it's a really great golf course. Some wonderful holes, nice experience. So there could be an adjustment here where we play one day at St. Andrews, one at Crail, and one at Panmure. Crail Balcomie course, always one of the favorites of everybody we take over there. It's just a fun, very old school golf course designed by old Tom Morris, which is a name that you'll become much more familiar with as we go along. Crail Balcomie, it was designed in the late 1800s. The club itself was formed in 1756, I believe. So these clubs are crazy old. We're going to be playing at least 3 golf courses that have been there since the time of our Civil War, which is pretty hard to fathom. Crail Balcomie will be on the 30th. We have a 2:40 tee time there. Guys, it doesn't get dark over there. When we're there, it won't be dark until at least 10 o'clock at night. So getting done, if you guys want to play extra golf, all those things, very doable, and we'll make it happen. That's one of the great things with Scotland. Then on the 31st, we will be playing St. Andrews Eden course for the boys. The girls, we will be doing a tour of St. Andrews. While we're in St. Andrews, there are a couple of things that you just have to do. We have to go out and get our photos taken on the Swilcan Bridge. We're going to go and play the ladies putting course, also known as the Himalayas. It's technically a private course, but we are able to get on there several of the afternoons. It's just great fun. There are just humps and bumps throughout this 18-hole, it's actually 36-hole putting course that just make it a ton of fun. Number of other things that we'll do. We'll have dinner at the Dunvegan Hotel and bar. It's a great spot. While we're there in St. Andrews, University of St. Andrews is one of the oldest universities in the world. It's one of the most respected universities in the world. They will either be completing or will have just completed their finals. So there are going to be university students all throughout the town. Dunvegan, some of the most fun times I've had have been at the Dunvegan as they're letting out of finals week. It's just a blast. Where we will hang for the most part will be in the evenings, will be on South Street, Market Street, North Street. Those are, you get away from the golf courses. They're much more reasonable. The food's better. And it's just a fun atmosphere. Around the golf courses in in St. Andrews, they tend to be a little bit pricey. So the 31st, Tee Time at the Eden, tour for the girls. June 1st, we will be leaving St. Andrews early at 8 a.m. We will head to North Berwick. Everyone will be playing at Gullen number 2. That is part of the golf course they use for the Scottish Open in 2018 and 2014. Ricky won it. Actually, it was 15. Ricky won it in 2015. Great golf course, very picturesque, and a wonderful intro to North Berwick and Gullen. After we complete our round, we'll go to our lodge in North Berwick and then go out to dinner that evening. On June the 2nd, everyone will be playing at North Berwick West Links. North Berwick West Links ranked 42nd in the world. It was founded in 1832. It is my personal favorite golf course in the world. It's got some interesting holes, some unusual holes, but it is just so much fun. I've been saying for years I thought it was the most fun golf course in the world. And last year, Golf Digest did their rankings, and they also asked their rankers to list the most fun golf course in the world. Was one of them that they were asking them. North Berwick West Links won hands down. Most fun golf course, it's just a blast. And again, when we get to North Berwick, they're so picturesque. Every course that we're playing, we are on the sea the vast majority of the time that we're there. Bring your camera, take lots of photos, enjoy it. We are going to have some competitions, but enjoy yourself while you're over there. Don't get hung up on your score. We're going to focus on either Stableford or match play in most of our rounds. With the weather, that is typical for the Scots. They will play 1 or 2 medal events during the year. The rest of the time, it's match play or Stableford, just because the conditions can change so dramatically. It can affect what a reasonable score is on the golf course so much. So North Berwick West Links, June the 3rd. We will leave that morning toward Dunbar. We will go to Tantallon Castle. We'll do a self-guided tour of Tantallon Castle. If you've been on my website, you'll see some photos of us at a castle ruin. That's Tantallon Castle. It's one of the neatest spots you're going to see. It was built in the 1300s. It's just hard to fathom, one, how they built it, and it still is standing strong. It's a beautiful spot. It's very peaceful. It's just a lot of fun. So we'll spend 45 minutes to an hour just doing a tour of Tantallon Castle. Then we'll get back on the bus and go out to Dunbar Golf Links, another just great seaside golf course. On the 4th, the last day, the boys will be playing at the Glen. It is up on the bluffs in North Berwick, another course that we can easily walk to. Beautiful spot, a little different than what we have been playing. It's not as lengthy, but it is a tremendous golf course. James Braid designed some wonderful golf holes. The girls at that point will be going into Edinburgh. It's an easy train ride, 30 minutes into Edinburgh. We'll have you doing an on-off tour, which is about an hour-long bus tour. They take you around the main sites in Edinburgh. At that point, you can decide what you really want to see, where you really want to go. Any of the girls that might want to play additional golf, not a problem. We can work that out easily. June 5th, depart for Edinburgh Airport and back to the States. So that's the general rundown of our itinerary. Again, we've been doing this a lot for a very long time. We know these people. We know these clubs. You're going to meet so many fun, nice people over there. You're going to play a style of golf that you have not played before here in the States. Even our links courses here, Bandon, Kohler, there are some good links golf courses. These are a little different. They're older. The newest golf course that we're going to play on this trip, I think, is the Glen, and that was 1904, if I'm not mistaken. So these are historic old golf courses. That's about it for what I have right now. Tim asked a question here: can little sisters go? Any family members are welcome to go along. Have your parents email me and we will come up with a quote for them. Everything that we have sent out and will be sending out is based on single and double occupancy. When we get to additional people, we can work out some deals there that work out pretty favorably for families. As far as our lodging, we originally were going to be staying at David Russell Apartments in St. Andrews. David Russell is in transition at that point. They still have a lot of the students there, and if we were to stay there, they're on quiet times. We don't want to do that. So we are staying in a number of private guest homes in St. Andrews as well as in North Berwick. Everywhere we're staying is right in the heart of town. You will be doubling up on bedrooms. Athletes, you will be sharing baths and bedrooms. Everybody has their own bed, obviously. Guys in St. Andrews, I believe we have you in 3 different units, possibly 4. Girls, we have you in 2 different units. And in North Berwick, I believe the guys are in 2 units and the girls are in 2 separate units. They are in the heart of town. In North Berwick, most of the units will be overlooking the West Links and quite often the sea. In St. Andrews, we are on North Street. We're between North Street and Market and South, which is right in the heart of everything. That's where we are. I hope everybody enjoyed this and learned a little bit more about it. We will be holding another meeting probably in mid-November or early December for the parents and alumni that are going to go as well. Anything, any thoughts, any suggestions any of you guys have, don't hesitate. Let me know. This trip, it's for you. It is for the athletes. And that's what I'm there for the entire time, is to help you guys have a blast, do anything and everything you want to do. A lot of people tell me this is a trip of a lifetime. This is my one time. I want to do as much as I can. I hear that a lot. And my response to them is, we're going to do everything that we can. We'll get everything in that we can. But I'll also tell you, in 1990, that is exactly what I said. It's a once in a lifetime trip, and I just want to get everything in that I can. Well, it's been a lot different than that for me, and it has been for a lot of other places. Scotland can get under your skin. It's again, the people, the beauty, the food, the history. Everywhere you go is old. These units that we're staying in, these are old homes, big old stone homes. A lot of times we're going to have 3 that are sharing a bathroom. You have to keep in mind, this is old school Europe. A lot of these homes were built before there was indoor plumbing. As you go into these towns, if you look, it will look like on some of these big old homes, like there are gutters all over, all sides, all around the place. Well, that's the way they've figured out to retro these homes and put plumbing in, is they will drill one hole through the stone and pull the plumbing out there and run it down into the system down below. So you have your plumbing going up with the water, and yeah. So a little bit of history. I've been very fortunate to learn a lot over there. Aiden's learned a lot as well. We'll go over a lot of the history while we're there. Some of you guys won't be that interested. Some of you will. Don't hesitate again. Ask. We have a passion for the place. So, any other questions? I'll stick around here and wait for a little bit. I don't see any on here right now. If you're having any problems sending questions, you can email or text me, and I'll check those as we're going along as well to see if there's anything there. Otherwise, if Mel's watching or Aiden, we talked yesterday, we were concerned that this had been scheduled for Mel and Aiden and I during Game 5 of the Cardinals playoffs against Atlanta. Fortunately for us, that didn't become an issue. They pretty much had things taken care of. So, checking email here. And I do not have any questions on there. I don't have any texts. Thank you, Ethan. Go Cards. Guys, it's going to be a great group. You're going to have so much fun. We're going to have a couple more opportunities. The guys that are going to St. Louis this weekend, I'll be up there, and we'll get a chance to meet a lot of you there. Come winter and spring, we're going to be out to Pella and spend some time there so we can do an in-person get together and meet everybody before we go. Our airfares are all going out of Chicago. Parents, families that we would like all the athletes to get to Chicago. We really want you guys to travel together. Any of you that parents and families that want to go out of a different spot, just let me know. We'll work with you. Again, we've done a lot of this and are happy to accommodate. And also for the parents and the families and alumni, if you have miles that you're wanting to use, no problem whatsoever. Just let me know and we will accommodate. Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to, I won't sign off completely. I'm going to go do one or two things here. I've got a volleyball game for Siena coming up, but I'll do one or two things. Any questions that you have, send them over, and I'll come back on here in about 3 or 4 minutes and see. Thanks for coming, getting together, and giving me a bit of time. Thank you. Okay, guys, don't have anything on here. I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks again. And don't hesitate. Text me if you have any questions, 314-520-7109, or email me. If anybody missed this, it should be up just by clicking the link. They should be able to watch it. Just give me a call. Thanks all. Take care. Bye.